Hi, dear students. I hope you are in good health. Welcome back to our lecture today. Our lecture today is about parallelism. What's meant by parallelism? Once again, what's meant by parallelism? By parallelism, we mean equal or similar grammatical structure. You should connect a noun with a noun, an infinitive with an infinitive, an active verb with an active verb, a proposition with a proposition, a clause with a clause, and an adjective with an adjective. In other words, parallelism in writing means that similar parts in a sentence must have the same structure. Their parts are balanced, allows writing to flow smoothly, and helps avoid misunderstandings. Here, an important note here. When similar parts do not follow the same structure, you have created what is called faulty parallelism. Okay, our students, parallelism, as you know, simply means that everything is the same. Let's read the sentence. This proposal is profitable, timely, and it helps us. Look at the sentence carefully, and you know that this sentence lacks parallelism. It has a parallelism problem. Why? Because in this sentence we use an adjective profitable, timely, but it helps us, it's not an adjective. So the correct parallelism is to say this proposal is profitable, timely, and helpful instead of it helps us. These are adjectives: profitable, timely, and helpful. And these adjectives are describing the same noun, proposal. This is the correct sentence. In order to avoid faulty parallelism, you should say this proposal is profitable, timely, and helpful. I hope it is clear. It is clear. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know that parallelism is important. Let's read this sentence. A good attitude, being on time and speaking effectively are her best professional attributes. You see here, being on time, speaking effectively are phrases that contain gerunds, ing verbs, acting as a noun. A good attitude is part of the list of attributes, but it doesn't contain a gerund. So, in order to avoid faulty parallelism, we must say having a good attitude instead of a good attitude. Having a good attitude, being on time and speaking effectively are her best professional attributes. Is it clear? We can use correlative conjunctions with parallelism by using either or. Look at this sentence. Aura spent the entire trip either arguing with me or with Virginia. Aura is arguing with two people. We need either in opposition close to me and Virginia to make a distinction between the two choices. So, in order to avoid faulty parallelism, we should say Aura spent the entire trip arguing either with me or with Virginia. Moreover, because we have either, we must also have or, either or, correlative conjunction. Okay, dear students, look at this sentence. I like singing, acting, and to dance. This sentence is not or lacks parallelism. It is a faulty parallelism. Why? Because here we use singing, acting, and then to dance, infinitive with to. So in order to avoid faulty parallelism, we should say I like singing, acting, and dancing. Similar structure here. We use gerund, verb plus ing, singing, acting, and dancing. Okay? As we mentioned before, parallelism means equal or similar structure. We should connect a noun with a noun. Example, I enjoy basketball more than playing video games. Here, this is a faulty parallelism. In order to avoid faulty parallelism, we should say I enjoy basketball more than video games. Noun with noun. Noun with noun. Another sentence, we should put or connect verbs with verbs and use same tenses. On our anniversary, we ate, danced, and were singing. Here, this is a faulty parallelism. The correct parallelism is to say, on our anniversary, we ate, danced, and sang instead of were singing. Put verbs with verbs and use the same tense here. We ate, danced, and sang. Past simple. And verbs with verbs. Also, we put or connect adjectives with adjectives. My history class was both interesting and a challenge. This is a faulty parallelism. The correct is to say, my history class was both interesting and challenging. This is the correct parallelism. We can use parallelism with coordinating conjunctions. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Fanboys. For example, she possessed all the wizard's charm, yet none of the wizard's insight. Number 2, consult a doctor if your coughing persists, or if your coughing worsens over the weekend. Number 3, in English class, Diego learned to read poems critically and appreciate good prose. Number 4, a swimmer was attacked by a shark, but this but he scared it away by poking it in the eye. These sentences are parallel by using coordinating conjunction. We can also use bird conjunctions such as both and, not only but also, either or, neither nor. For example, both my mother and my sister are here. Not only my mother but also my sister is here. Neither my sister nor my parents are here. We can have either broccoli or cauliflower for dinner. Note here that when we use both and, the verb is always plural. The verb is always plural. When we use not only but also, neither nor, either or, the verb is always in the form of the word directly before it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, look at these two sentences. John likes to laugh, to run, and to eat. You can see also John likes to laugh, run, and eat. Here you can use to right before all the verbs in a sentence, or just before the first verb. These two sentences are correct. Okay, look at these sentences to show parallel way here. John likes laughing, running, and eating. We use here verb plus ing after the verb. John likes laughing, running, and eating. The second sentence, little ducks are always quacking and following each other. We use here verb plus ing. And quacking and following. These sentences are parallel. Okay, let's read this sentence. Paul likes laughing, running, and to eat. This sentence is not parallel. Why? Because we use first laughing, verb plus ing, running, also verb plus ing, and finally infinitive with to. So this sentence is not parallel. The correct is to say Paul likes laughing, running, and eating. This is the second sentence. The store clerk rang up his customer quickly and efficient. Here we use adverb quickly, but the next word is an adjective, so it is not parallel. So the correct is to say the store clerk rang up his customer quickly and efficiently. Is it clear? There are more examples to illustrate incorrect parallelism and correct parallelism. Look at the first sentence. Jacob thought the cartoon was unexciting, childish, and was too long. This is incorrect parallelism. In order to avoid faulty parallelism, you should say Jacob thought the cartoon was unexciting, childish, and too long. These are adjectives: unexciting, childish, and too long. The second one, Joe went to school, a diner, and to the bank. This is incorrect parallelism. The correct one is to say Joe went to school, comma, to a diner, and to the bank. This is similar, or this is equal structure. That's why it is a correct parallelism. The third sentence, you think both singing and to dance are important. This sentence is incorrect because we use singing and then to dance. The correct parallelism is to say you think both singing and dancing are important. This is a correct parallelism. As we mentioned, parallelism is used to balance nouns with nouns, propositional phrases with propositional phrases, participles with participles, infinitive with infinitive, clauses with clauses. Example, we want a candidate who has a sense of commitment, a good record in public office, and experience in foreign affairs. This sentence is parallel. Let's move to the next sentence. At the store, my duties are keep the shelves stocked. I work the registers and assisting customers. This sentence is not parallel. In order to avoid faulty parallelism, we should say, at the store, my duties are to keep shelves stocked, comma, to work the registers, and to assist customers. In this way, we can achieve parallelism. Parallelism is used also with coordinating conjunctions. Example, she likes to look, but not to listen. He wondered who he was and what he was doing. This is a parallel structure. But the next sentence, she is both happy about the raise and she is feeling nervous about the extra responsibility. This sentence is not parallel. So the correct parallelism is to say she is both happy about the raise and nervous. We use adjective with adjectives here. She is both happy about the raise, nervous about the extra responsibility. Okay, let's read this sentence. Example, he found cleaning supplies in the closet, under the sink, but not in the garage. This is a parallel structure. Let's move to the next sentence. Wizards tend to have the same personality traits: craftiness, being resourceful, They are rebellious and they have a lot of determination. This sentence is not parallel. In order to avoid faulty parallelism, we should say wizards tend to have the same personality traits: craftiness, resourcefulness instead of being resourceful, rebel- rebelliousness instead of they are rebellious, and determination instead of they have a lot of. Once again, we can say wizards tend to have the same personality traits: craftiness, resourcefulness, rebelliousness, and determination. In this way, we can achieve parallelism. Parallelism is also used with elements being compared. Look at this example. Driving to New York can actually take less time than flying there. You see here, driving to New York can actually take less time than flying there. Driving, flying. Let's move to the next sentence, which is not parallel. Hearing her sing in person was 10 times better than if you heard her on the radio. This is not parallel. You should say hearing her sing in person was 10 times better than hearing her on the radio. Instead of saying if you heard, you should say better than hearing. This sentence in this way is parallel. Parallel is also used with elements joined by a linking verb or a form of be, like being, is, were. Example: being Jim's friend means being understanding. To know her is to love her. Let's move to the unparalleled sentence. The passenger The passengers were preparing for departure while the flight attendants are going to try to get all the drinks served. This sentence is not parallel. The correct parallelism is to say the passengers were preparing for departure while the flight attendants were trying to get all the drinks served. Okay, dear students, let us read this paragraph in order to find out the faulty parallelism. Many college courses require students to write essays as part of the class curriculum. An academic essay for a college course should contain a thesis, body, and to conclude. It is important for students to perform some type of pre-writing or to cluster before typing. It is attempted on the computer. Pre-writing will usually help students to find and expand new ideas for the paper. After pre-writing, students should type a rough draft using their previous cluster. Students are always nervous writing the rough draft and started the paper. It is better for students to write to the end of the rough draft than stopping every few sentences to check the grammar. If students do not expand their rough draft, the essay will not only be short, but will be also disorganized. Revising the essay for a strong thesis, organization, and proper supporting is the most important part of the writing process. This is what separates the strong writers from the writers who are weaker. The final step writing a college paper is editing. This is where students with check will check the paper for grammatical errors, proper punctuating, and spelling errors. A strong writing process will allow students to write a proper college essay. This is a paragraph. Let us spot the faulty parallelism in this paragraph. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the revised paragraph. Once again, many college courses require students to write essays as part of the class curriculum. An academic essay for a college course should contain a thesis, body, and conclusion. Instead of to conclude in the original paragraph, you should say conclusion here. Noun with noun. It is important for students to perform some time of pre-writing or clustering instead of to cluster here. Pre-writing or clustering before they start typing. Before they start typing instead of typing is attempted on the computer. Pre-writing will usually help students to find and expand new ideas for the paper. After pre-writing, students should type a rough draft using the previous cluster. Students are always nervous writing the rough draft and starting instead of starting the paper. It is better for students to write to the end of the rough draft than to stop instead of stopping. Even a few sentences to check the grammar. If students do not expand their rough draft, the essay will not only be short, but also disorganized. You should here omit will be. Also disorganized. Short, but also disorganized. Revising the essay for a strong thesis, organization, and proper support instead of supporting is the most for important part of the writing process. This is what separates the strong writers from the weak writers instead of writers who are weak. The final step in writing a college paper is editing. This is where students will check the paper for grammar, grammatical errors, proper punctuation instead of punctuating, punctuation, and spelling errors. A strong writing process will allow students to write a paper college essay, a proper college essay. You see here the how we should use parallel structures instead of using faulty parallelism. Okay, dear students, after explaining parallelism, here some questions. Test yourself. Let's read the first question. Elia's job responsibility include training and informing workers of company policies. Choose the correct answer here. To hire, hired, hire, none of the above. Think about this or the answer of this question. Elia's job responsibility include space طبعا training, informing workers of company policies. You have here four choices. To hire, hired, hire, none of the above. The correct none of the above. The correct answer hiring. In order to achieve parallelism here, you should use verb plus ing, hiring, training, and informing workers of company policies. We cannot say include to hire or hired or hire, but we must use hiring to make the sentence parallel. Let's move to the second question. Henry likes pizza more than space. Choose the correct answer here. There are four alternatives, four choices. Spinach, to eat spinach, to be eating spinach, none of the above. Once again, look at the sentence. Henry likes pizza more than space. In order to achieve parallelism in this sentence, the correct answer should be spinach. Pizza, noun, we put noun with noun. Pizza, spinach. So the correct answer is to say Henry likes pizza more than spinach. You see, dear students, the answer here, number A, spinach. Henry likes pizza more than spinach. Noun with noun. Okay. Let's move to the third question. He drove to the store to buy milk, eggs, and space. Choose here the right or the correct choice or alternative. To get bread, B. Bread, C. Getting bread, D. None of the above. Think about the answer. Okay, dear students, you see the answer here, B. Once again, read the sentence. He drove to the store to buy milk, eggs, and bread. A series of things here, or items. Milk, eggs, and bread. This is a parallel structure. Let's move to number 4. Question number 4. Tom jogs, swims, and space. Choose the correct answer here. He is kickboxing, kickboxes, he kickboxes, none of the above. Think about the answer. Okay, you see the answer here. Number B. Tom jogs, swims, and kick boxes. Let's move to question number 5. The film had many stars, used various special effects, and space. Choose the correct answer here. Violence featured graphic violence. It was violent, none of the above. Think about the answer. Okay, you see the answer here. B. Featured graphic violence. Let's read the question once again. The film had many stars, used various special effects, and featured graphic violence. This sentence is a parallel structure. Is it clear? I hope so. Let's move to question number 6. I think that learning a new language is harder than space. A. Math. B. To learn math. C. Learning math. D. None of the above. Think about the answer. You see, dear students, the answer C. Learning math. So the sentence is I think that learning a new language is harder than learning math. In this way, the sentence is parallel. The structure is parallel here. You see? Let's move to question number 7. For some very shy people, giving a speech can be as frightening as space. Choose here the right answer from A, B, C, D. Having a serious illness, B, illness, C, to have an illness, D, none of the above. Think about the answer. You see here the answer A, having a serious illness. For some very shy people, giving a speech can be as frightening as having a serious illness. This is a parallel structure. Okay, let's move to question number 8. I'd rather be lucky or hardworking than space. There are 4 choices here. You should choose the right one. To have talent, having talent, talented, none of the above. Think about the answer. You see, dear students, the answer C. So the sentence I'd rather be lucky or hardworking than talented. Adjective with adjective. Lucky, hardworking, talented. These words are adjectives. Let's move to question number 9. That football team has both a good offense and space. There are four choices here, and you should choose the right one. It has a good defense, a good B, a good defense, C, having a good defense, D, none of the above. Think about the answer. You see here the answer number B, a good defense. The sentence should be that football team has both a good offense and a good defense. This sentence is parallel in this way. The last sentence, number 10, Bob is not only loyal to friends but also space. Choose the correct answer. He is friendly to strangers, to be friendly to strangers, none of the above. Think about the answer. Let's move to the final question here. Bob is not only loyal to his friends but also space here. Choose the correct answer. The correct answer is C here. Friendly to strangers. Bob is not only loyal to friends but also friendly to strangers. We use adjective with adjective. You see, with this question, we come to the end of this lecture. I wish you all the best. Good night.